A god incarnate. A city doomed. Hey guys, Iceman here. And that right there was the North American tagline for Shin Godzilla, also known as Godzilla Resurgence, which was a 2016 Japanese kaiju film produced by Toho. Shin Godzilla was a start of a reboot series of Godzilla films for Toho, and while it wasn't followed by a direct sequel, the film was followed by Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters, which was released in November 17, 2017. Yeah, and just a side note, who would kick the other's ass, Shin Godzilla or the 2014 Godzilla? And to make it even more cray-cray, what if you tossed Godzilla Earth into the mix? Who would win in a fight, man? Let me know in the comment section below. But basically, a bunch of shit went down, and people evacuate while the Japanese government desperately tries to determine what caused the incident. At first they insist that it's impossible for it to have been caused by a living thing, but to their surprise, a news report shows footage of the appearance of an enormous serpentine tail splashing out of the ocean. The Prime Minister proceeds to make a press statement announcing that it's scientifically improbable for the creature to make landfall. However, mid-speech, it does, much to his surprise. The fish-like creature that emerges from the bay resembles a hybrid between a moray eel and a frilled shark, but with spiky dorsal plates on its back and a pair of stubby, underdeveloped hind limbs. Bleeding from its gills as it struggles to breathe on land, it thrashes about and drags itself down to the streets of Tokyo, pushing ships and cars out of its way, crushing everything in its path, as well as climbing on buildings, causing them to collapse, and leaves an immense trail of destruction in its wake. The government meetings continue. Suddenly, the creature stops moving and collapses on the street. Then it begins to grow, its rubbery yellow skin grotesquely rippling and hardening to a tougher, scaly, burnt orange shade. Its gills shrink and close up. The stumpy growths on its side emerge into a pair of small clawed arms, and its hind limbs grow in size and strength, allowing it to stand upright as it stumbles through the city in its new form. The self-defense force arrives to attack it. However, the Prime Minister refuses to allow the attack to begin, as there are still people in the vicinity. The monster roars loudly at the attackers nearby and then proceeds back to the harbor as its dorsal spines begin to glow red, destroying a large building as it escapes and disappears into the sea. Now the government must figure out what has happened, try to prevent it from happening again, and clean up the mess. Committees are formed. A group of marginal scientists gather to try to research the monster with what limited knowledge they have. Talks begin with governments around the world, most of all the US government. Due to its large size and rapid mutations, they speculate it requires an enormous amount of energy, not only to move, but to maintain its metabolism. They speculated its energy comes from nuclear fission, a speculation confirmed by traces of radiation that match the creature's tail. Nuclear fission also produces an enormous amount of heat, which is cooled by the dorsal spines on its back. They speculated the creature had to retreat to the sea because its rapid mutation used too much energy and thus produced too much heat for its body to cool itself down. Thus, it retreated to the sea to lower its body temperature to prevent overheating. They also discover its genome has 8 times as much DNA as humans, explaining its ability to self-mutate, seemingly at will. Then, appearing in the Tokyo harbor comes the monster who, based on the missing scientist Goru Meikai's research, has been dubbed Godzilla by the American military. Having mutated further, the creature is now several times as large as its previous form, with a far bulkier body, a longer tail, and a dark, nearly black skin glowing red with energy in some parts of its body. It slowly enters Tokyo, wreaking havoc with every step, destroying the city with its movement alone. The government struggles to come up with answers and a means to counter the threat. The self-defense force then returns. The Prime Minister, reluctantly, gives permission to hit Godzilla with everything they have, with which they do. Godzilla, however, maintains an undamaged state and destroys much of the nation's ground force in the process. Wow, that's pretty whack, man. This description regarding Shin Godzilla and the events during his upbringing. But what do you guys think about all this stuff so far? Let me know in the comments below, and I will make a video that continues this storyline so we can see through what went down in Shin Godzilla. But like this video if you will. Hit that thumbs up button, man. I'll really appreciate it. And subscribe to the page. I'm the Iceman. More videos to come.